All right, fellas, let's go ahead and take care of the no item run for the Cell Max missions. But first,
私の邪魔をするというのなら受けて立とう。私こそがスーパーヒーローだ。
そろそろオラとやろうぜ。
一対一にこだわってる場合じゃないだろう。
So, having played with the Gammas quite a bit at this point, including this Cell Max fight, I think there's a couple of things that are pretty clear to me. So, number one, I think Movie Hero is probably the best team that the game currently has to offer on Global or JP. I mean, it's tough to know, like, I don't have, you know, obviously Vegeta and Trunks over here on Global. I would still say they're probably a superior unit to both of the Gammas, just considering what they can do defensively, plus their monstrous active skill and how good that active skill is. Not to mention they're an LR, right? They kind of inherently have a bit more power just because of their high stats. That bond of parent and child team is ridiculous, but remember, the bond of parent and child, you know, doesn't have STR Piccolo, does not have the Gammas, you know, doesn't have a lot of these awesome Movie Hero units, you know what I mean? So that's number one. And then number two, again, having played with the Gammas quite a bit at this point, I really feel like the Gammas, you gotta run them together. You know, it's okay. Like, Gamma 1 does okay on his own. Gamma 2 does okay, like, as a floating option on his own. But ideally, you really want all those big android links active. Now, it works a little bit better on the artificial life forms or androids team, because you can activate a few more of their links. But guess what? Those teams are not the Movie Heroes team, right? I mean, those teams you guys will see in some upcoming videos. I don't know in which order I will drop these missions. We'll kind of see how it goes. But yeah, I mean, the Movie Heroes, I mean, this is the no item run, right? Like, when you need no items to complete the Cell Max, the toughest fight in the game. I mean, this is just the best team in the game. But the Gammas, they need those big links activated, in my humble opinion. They can get by on their own, but not against Cell Max, dude. They need a little bit more. Or you need to get just that crazy lucky RNG.
僕はヘド博士の最高傑作。そしてスーパーヒーローだ。
Remember another thing of how insanely busted this team is going to be once Ultimate Piccolo and Ultimate Gohan come out, you know, Orange Piccolo, and then of course Beast Gohan. Once they come out, this team's going to be crazy. Imagine a team with, you know, the at this point, not, I don't want to say fictional, but the non-existent, you know, Beast Gohan and Orange Piccolo, probably going to be a couple of the best units of the game, along with the Gammas, and then you just kind of throw on, you know, God Goku and the gods as floating options. You know what I mean? Like, that team is going to be just crazy. Not to mention, like, what are they going to do, you know, about the Ultimate Gohan and Ultimate Piccolo? You know, they're definitely going to drop a new, they will probably drop a new Ultimate Gohan at some point, and the Ultimate Piccolo, but the Power Awakened Piccolo, excuse me. So just, again, picturing how busted this team is going to be in the future, I see this team getting a lot of buffs moving forward. I really, really do. But I guess we can go ahead and just kind of focus on the current team. So the problem I think all of you have realized, having played this event, if you've pulled the Gammas, is how it's really tough to slow the fight down with the Gammas. The only way you can really do it is if you get suboptimal, like, link buddies in the very beginning of the fight, and you get rotations like this, where number one Cell Max does not lock you, and you can manipulate your rotations, and then of course, like, where the hits are lined up, right? So they're all in the second and the third slot there, or second and third slot there. So really all I have to worry about is God Goku getting hit. Sorry, I accidentally turned my phone off right there. But yeah, all I have to worry about is God Goku getting hit, and then Carnival Goku. if I can get him a stack in and then he guards and he does his thing, right? Like it just works, right? Like this rotation is absolutely, you know, red zone worthy. It's obviously cell max worthy. You know, here we are running it. So again, talking about this Movie Heroes team, Carnival Goku just going to be another unit that you can just kind of throw on the team, right? Like he took a lot of damage there, but then, you know, after he gets, you know, built up a bit there and activates his guard, he's good, right? He's completely fine. So, you know, one problem with my Carnival Goku is 55%, right? Same thing with my STR Piccolo. And then again, we get lucky with the rotations again, right? So now I'm able to kind of manipulate my rotations a bit more. How did I end up doing this? So I put my Gamma 1 out front, and this works, right? Again, as I just talked about, having all of these big links active, they're sharing 6 of 7 with one another. You know, Gamma 1 frequently having 500k defense, my 69% Gamma 1 frequently having 500k defense with guard and damage reduction, right? And then Gamma 2 frequently having, you know, well over 500k defense. You know, and he can super attack. He can attack, I believe, 6 times in a turn, right? Like he can do some shit, right? Like once you get him that 5th attack, and then all of a sudden he gets that 6th. I believe that's how it is. He gets 5 attacks, and then he can do that 6th super attack from his hidden potential system. It's just crazy. I don't remember if it was this run or if it was a different run. I've done so many runs. There's that 10 million attack stat, by the way. I've done so many runs on Cell Max, dude, in the last 2 days. It's just been crazy, right? Especially that special pose mission, but we'll get to that in another video, right? But again, I forget which run it was, but I want to say he did 5 supers and 1 additional normal, or it was 4 and 2 additional normals. Like he does so much crazy damage, right? And then again, Gamma 1 just completely holding down slot 1 and slot 3 here. We're completely fine on this turn. You know, the Gammas, they certainly are good leaders when you're running the other Gamma, right? For sure. Like, for sure. Other than that, I don't particularly care for them as the Movie Heroes leader. I really hope that Beast Gohan in the future is the Movie Heroes leader. Let's go ahead and get these active skills.
行くぞ引いた
クソったれだ
これがスーパーサイヤ人ゴッドを超えたパワーだ
かかってこい遊んでやる
一丁行くぜビャーいい加減にしろ貴様はもう謝っても許さねえぞ
So now the gods, of course, have the guaranteed crit. Carnival Goku, his active skill just kind of is what it is, right? We were able to get it because we're 59% HP or less. So now this means that we can activate the revive. So what I decided to do is it's one of these revives where it can be any unit on the rotation. So I decided, fuck it, we'll throw God Goku out front and we'll get just some free damage if we can. And indeed, that's what ends up happening, right? So Cell Max does not super attack in the first slot, which means the LR gods are going to be able to do some really nice damage with the guaranteed crit. And the big, I believe it was a 24 key super attack. I was able to get him some nice key and get him a big time chance to dodge. I think I got him 3 or 4 rainbow orbs on that turn. So this is what I was talking about before, man. The RNG just really has to go your way. It just does, right? The RNG is everything in this fight, which is why I don't particularly care for the Cell Max fight. I think it's fine to showcase units in the Cell Max fight. The problem is that it's just so RNG heavy. You gotta count on some big dodges and big crits and big additionals and this kind of thing. You really have to rely on it because there are just so few units in the game that can handle it. You know, Gamma 2 excuse me, Gamma 1 can do it. But first, before we talk about that, let's watch this epic revive.
みんなすまねえ。オラのために。
As I was saying, Gamma 1 can do it. I've seen it once, where Gamma 1, I had him linked up with Gamma 2, and we had support Piccolo on rotation. He double supered with his guard and full damage reduction active. He actually tanked Cell Max's super for double digits. I've seen it, and that was with my 69%er. Again, I've done so many runs in this fight. It's tough to pinpoint which one it was, so... but there are just so few units in the game that can handle it. Maybe a Rainbow level 10 Link's Carnival Goku, you get him a lot of like supers and stuff like that. Maybe he could do it. There aren't too many units in the game that can do it. You know, Majin Vegeta with his damage reduction, you know, obviously Trunks and Vegeta, they can do it. But there are so few units in the game. It's so RNG heavy. This is why I do not really enjoy doing the Cell Max fight, but... we end up indeed getting the no item run here in the Cell Max fight to complete. At the time of recording this, it was the last mission I needed to get. So guys, let me know what you think in the comments below. Let me know if you're having struggles with this fight. Rest assured, your boy did. So slap a like if you enjoyed it. Consider subscribing if you're new. Love you guys, and I will catch all of you in the next one. Later.